Hey, you guys. Hey, can you guys hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. I talked for like 15,000 hours earlier and then realized that I hadn't even like made this actually go live. Yes, awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow, that like popped up really quick. Okay. Like hearing myself. Okay, I can turn this off now. Okay. I am going to try to position this to where I can see the chat and do this because I don't have two monitors set up for this. I have 3 computers, all 3 separate systems for all 3 completely separate things: business, YouTube, personal. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a second monitor if I'm gonna do more live stuff, but we're gonna try to do it like this. Okay, so what we wanna do, because it seems to me like this guy does not seem to know how to do his job, guys. Why is the, like, incompetence so high in this police force, in this entire area? I don't understand. This is the wildest thing I think I've ever seen. The blatant incompetence, negligence, inability to just be like a normal. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, like he can't label, he's barely accessing anything. It's wild. A lot of you guys heard it, a lot of you guys didn't. It was wild. Yeah, he forgot how to do his job, literally, which is insane. You know why? You know why, Angela? You know why it's insane? You know why it's insane? Because I found an article from like April of last year, I think it was. Actually, it might have been April of last year. No, I just repeated myself. It might have been April, like last month, April, where the Secret Service like recognized this guy, like gave him a like an award for being like awesome. And I'm like, what the shit? What? Because as soon as I Googled his name, that's what popped up. I was like, wow. Well, it doesn't take much to get like an award from the Secret Service, but you know, we're not going to get political here. Our government sucks. So obviously, trophies for participation, I guess, are common. Okay, so we're going to go over this incompetence today. I'm so glad this came out today because waiting another week just to be disappointed in them, I don't know. I mean, my blood pressure's up because I'm aggravated. There's literally no reason for this, but we're going to go ahead, replay the live from earlier and stop and talk. And I'm going to make sure that I can see the comment box. And this is giving y'all like a full screen at the same time. Okay. Is that full for y'all still? It looks like it to me, but it doesn't at the same time. Let me see. Let's see. Does that look okay? Let's see how it does.
Thompson and his Jennings, Latah County Prosecutor's Office. I believe Mr. Block.
Can you guys hear it as well? Like whenever I press play, can you hear it okay?
Austin is remote, and so is Ms. Mathod, both representing Mr. Kohberger. I think I've covered everybody. Ms. Evans is the court reporter. We're here for a motion and a potential witness, I believe, related.
Now, just so that everybody knows, because this was like a big question whenever this was streaming, who this guy is. This is Detective Mowery. Now, what we're going to end up probably doing, hopefully this weekend, I want to this weekend because it's going to bother me until I do it. I'm going to go through and find the search warrants that his name are on, because he did a lot of search warrants and he was involved in the cast and in like the location when it came to the towers and the providers and how a lot of the location information in the PCA came about. So his stuff is important, which is why this is so disappointing, because he doesn't sound like he knows literally anything. So yeah, she did. She pinned him. She came at him crazy. And I'm sorry. If I like don't say anything, I'm not trying to like ignore anybody. This is just like the first time I'm doing this where I'm talking and going live and I'm trying to just figure it out. So we're just trying here. But yeah, Taylor was on fire today. And like, it's just insane to me. This is just insane. Insane. Okay, let's get ready to be disappointed again, you guys. Again, this is Detective Lowery. He works for the Moscow Police Department, and he was the one responsible for getting a lot of search warrants and he came here to testify for the defense. For some reason, he's not going to be available on the 30th, so he came in and did this today. Yeah, pretty much it. Let's go.
Heading to motions to compel discovery, 4th and 5th. That's all I know. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Taylor.
Your Honor, the court is
About all I know. Yeah, duh. You really don't know too much. But then again, he knows too much. You know what? Don't even get me started on the IGG stuff.
correct. We are here to begin the motions to compel. We have testimony today from Detective Mowery. As the court will recall, he's unavailable on the 30th and 31st, which are the days when we will have the full scope of our motions to compel. So it may feel a little choppy, but we would like to hear from Detective Mowery today, and we'd call him when it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Anything preliminary, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Jennings?
Okay.
Okay, great. Detective Mowery, come on up. You face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead and have a seat there. Once you're seated, please state your name and spell your last.
My name is Lawrence Mowery, Mowery.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Taylor?
Thank you. Will you tell us how you're employed?
I'm employed with the Moscow Police Department.
What is your role there?
I am a detective.
How long have you worked for Moscow Police Department?
I've worked with Moscow for over 5 years.
Have you been a detective that entire time?
I have.
And prior to that, did you have law enforcement experience?
I do.
How many years total?
We have on 14.
Detective Mowery, did you take part in the investigation into the homicides on King Road?
Yes,
And what was your role?
a lot of different things. How to answer that.
What do you mean? What the shit do you mean? Where do you ever work where you do not know your role? Where? Why is he being a super vague smartass? Dumb. Dumb. Super dumb. How do you not know what your role is? I know my title, and I know whenever when I get a promotion, my title changes. What do you mean? Ugh.
Well, I can ask you about a couple of roles, maybe.
Sure.
Do you do any work with cell phones and cell towers?
I have taken training for cell phone analysis.
Was that one of the roles that you played in this investigation? All right. And the other area that I'd like to talk to you about is the collection of videotape evidence or surveillance evidence from around the community. What was your role in that?
So we gathered a lot of data, a lot of USB hard drives that came in time. At one point, all of that was given to me so that I could copy it over to a server so that we have it stored back up.
Okay. When it came to surveillance, Linda Lane, 1112, all of that, all right? And who knows where else, honestly. We don't know where else they got it from, but, basic example. Those USBs, those hard drives, all of that stuff was given to this dude at some point to all put together into one big hard drive, like one big file. So that kind of sounds to me like the chopped up boo-boo footage that Ann Taylor is talking about, how the state's like got the video and the audio all separated and they're giving him chunks and bullshit, and there's some car at the cannabis shop and it's not even Bryan, so why is it even here? That crap. This is the guy basically responsible for the fact that it's chaotic, is what I got from this. It's his fault. It's a disorganized chaos and there's nothing that's making any sense. Him.
Did you inventory it at that time as you got it in, I guess?
Don't have to say inventory. I used the evidence technician to help me book them individually at the time. Right, so the USB had the name of it on it. I would label the folder of what it was, and that came from it.
Did you have any role in verifying the content of the surveillance?
No.
I'm going to have a few questions about that, but I want to talk a little bit more about your.
See, I don't messed up already. Okay, I talked and talked and talked. I know it. You guys figured it out. See, and it took forever for me to figure it out. Okay, so I had it muted. Anyway, this guy is basically responsible for everything, all the USBs and everything like put together, right? That's what we just figured all out. Now he's saying it's not his fault if there's something in there that doesn't belong in there, that's not really Bryan's car or not really associated with the case, because he was just given stuff to put into this file. It wasn't his job to validate that it was valid. So it's not his fault that there's a car in the file at the cannabis shop that's not Bryan's, that the state is claiming is admissible evidence, because he was just given it to put into a folder. And, you know, then he ended up needing help with that too, which tell me how the hell you need help to put things in this sort of disorganized chaos. Like, honestly, it's so screwed up. Dude might have had help for how screwed up this entire thing is. If they've got audio and video and it's just all over the freaking place, okay, maybe he did need help to make that much of a freaking mess. It's very possible. But I just don't understand how you can sit there as a detective of over a decade and a half and sit there and not even care to validate what you're putting in this admissible evidence folder is actually true and valid admissible evidence. Why isn't there like a double check peer checking system? Yes, he's the middleman for flash drives. He was given all the USBs, all the files for all of their surveillance from all over the place, and is the reason why there's no labels and nothing important of any significance that she can put together that makes any sense in all of this stupid car footage. That douchebag right there. It's basically what we're being told here. He sucks. Yeah. Judge looks hella bored this whole time. Oh, and somebody, they might be in this. I don't know if they're in here. Somebody mentioned in the last live, he looks like he could be Jerry Springer's brother. Now I just can't see. I can't like unsee the fact he looks like he could be Jerry Springer's brother. Yeah. But yeah, he's just out of here, this dude. Like, I don't know how he's like kept his job for almost 15 years. He's very inefficient. Okay.
Role with cell phones and cell towers. So let's start there, okay? What training do you have for that role?
So some time ago, I went through what they say PATC training, which is cellular analysis, and I've also taken classes with CASPAs.
The cellular analysis, is that particular to the device itself, the cell phone device?
No.
That is particular to towers?
To the towers and the providers themselves.
To the towers and the providers. See, this is where I'm stupid, guys. I don't ever claim to know everything. I just don't. I don't understand this part. Like, I understand that whenever it comes to like Cyray and his science that he like plans to use, that it's based more on like GPS, which comes from different types of satellites, and it's not the same types of satellites that most of the modern day phones use. Or maybe it's like the more like GPS, actual GPS, and it doesn't come from like the cellular. It's like a completely different system. Like completely different system. So it's supposed to be different and more exact than cell phone like location. So what's the I guess I'm trying to understand, like, if it's between tower and provider, then who figures out between device and provider and tower? I mean, I guess that's like regular tower stuff. See, that's like the science stuff that I just don't understand. That's the kind of stuff that I'll probably never understand because I'm just not a good tech person. Like I'm a weird millennial. Okay.
When did you take that training?
Well, the cast, I believe it was in 2019, and then I also did it again last year.
And the cast that you took in 2019, that was the ENDICAC, is that right?
That was predominantly again.
And the cast that you took last year was October of 2023, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was the actual cast training.
They were both done by actual cast members. I'm not sure if one was sponsored by the other, but they were both performed by FBI cast members.
And Your Honor, if I can approach.
Yes, thank you.
Detective,
Bro. Bryan Kohberger has like a crap ton of hair back on his head. Didn't he just like have his head completely shaved? I didn't even like look around in the live stream. I was like paying attention to what was being said. So I'm just now noticing that he looks like he like almost had like hair transplants. His hair grew so much. I wish my hair grew that damn much. Damn. Vegan diet healthy.
Mowery, I'm putting in front of you what's labeled as Defendant's Exhibit O, and those are 2 certificates for training. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. The one that's from 2019.
Carly's comment right there. Can I actually add this? Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if it shows up. Oh, look, it showed up. Okay. So yes, I mentioned earlier. Well, Patty, it's because I'm trying to let my sides grow out some so I can readjust my shaved sides because I don't like how high it's getting. But Carly's comment, I mentioned this earlier. It sounded like he was mentioning like a bunch of like vague and generic words that he'd sort of like inputted into like, he was using like more words than he needed to make himself sound like he knew what he was talking about. That's how I felt. That's how I felt earlier, for sure.
What did that cover?
That covered the use of the casters software.
And what did the one in 2023 cover?
The second.
Your Honor, I move for admission of defendant's oath.
The objection?
No objection.
Okay, those are exhibit. Oh, no objection. Thank you.
The Detective Mowery, how many total hours do those certificates represent of cast training?
I apologize, I didn't look, it was a week long, that was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of please, you need this, but
Did he just say 2 days? Is that what he just said? I might go back a little bit too far, but I want to verify that he just said that this was like 2 days.
you need this, but
Oh wait, not enough.
The Detective Mowery, how many total hours do those certificates represent of cast training?
I apologize, I didn't look, it was a week long, that was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of please, you need this, but
I don't understand what he said. He said like a week long, and then he said 2 days, and then a day at a time. Hold on a second. This guy's confusing. Hold on.
Exhibit. Oh, no objection. Thank you.
The Detective Mowery, how many total hours do those certificates represent of cast training?
I apologize, I didn't look, it was a week long, that was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of please, you need this, but
See, I'm hearing a week long, a day at least, 2 days. I don't know. I'll look it up myself because this guy, I don't think he even knows, bro. I don't think he even knows.
So the 2019 shows 24 hours, the 2023 says 16 hours.
Thank you, Detective.
No.
17.
No.
The Detective Mowery, how many total hours do those certificates represent of cast training?
I apologize, I didn't look, it was a week long, it was actually a couple of days each time. 2 days a piece of plate, you did this, but they. So
Can you guys see that? We're just going to go ahead and do this now because I see you two mentioned the same thing I mentioned earlier. But yeah, okay, so you're seeing right now how incompetent this fool is. Okay, you're hearing it. I could probably do a better job, and I am incompetent as hell when it comes to cell phones and technology. Look, April 3rd of this year, broskies, like I said, it was last month. U.S. Secret Service. The Secret Service was called in on the Carly Russell case. Secret Service has been helping on the Sebastian Rogers case. The Secret Service has been helping in the Caleb Harris case and several other cases. You know why? Because they are experts at cell phone location data. That's what the Secret Service gets in to these missing persons cases for, to help with cell phone location data. Seriously, that's what it's for. That's it. So people think like, oh my gosh, Secret Service. No, it's just cell phone location data. For some reason, they can't share what they know or share the technology. You have to basically like go and grovel at their feet for their help, I guess. I don't know how it works, but apparently whatever they do, this incompetent fool is being recognized for, I guess, being awesome. But how could that be possible? Look at this. The U.S. Secret Service formally recognized Moscow Police Department Detective Lawrence Mowery for achievement in the field of digital forensics and cybercrime investigation this past Monday, April 1st. April freaking Fool's Day, bro. April Fool's Day. Is this a joke? Now I'm just questioning it. No, this is the legitimate website. I just don't see how. Moscow Police Department has been a long partner with the U.S. Secret Service, and they have made cybercrime and digital forensics a priority. Oh, have they now? In 2022, oh my goodness, Moscow Police Department, Lawrence Mowery entered the National Computer Forensic Institute training program by attending our 5-week in-resident basic school in Hoover. Now that's interesting because he said in court that he did something in 2019 and then he did something again in 2023, and Taylor comes out and says it was like October of 2023, but this is like a whole nother like training. See, it sounds like in the courtroom, he only has like 40 hours of boo-boo bullshit, but then this says that he did a whole like 5-week course. I mean, 5 weeks is like, I don't know. So 5 weeks of like in-source training, I don't know. It could be fake news, might not be, I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out. But I saw it in a couple different places. I don't know. He doesn't sound like he took a 5-week training. He sounds like he doesn't know shit about shit. I don't understand. No, like a in base training. I have no idea. She's so polite. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. He only had that little bit of time. Yeah, maybe. Am I still muted? Let me like do something real quick because it's telling me that I'm okay. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Can you hear everything now? Well, they're not talking at this very second. So hold on a second.
We have a jury next door,
Okay.
just so you know, that's all about.
Detective Mowery, does that appear to be your report from May 5th of 2023?
Yes.
And your order would move for admission of defendants P,
That's P.
like Paul?
All right. Any objection?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Exhibit P is admitted, no objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Mowery, I do not have a police report for the other one that I want to talk about today. It's one that I received via email today that was written just within the last few days by you, probably. Do you know what report I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I want to understand is.
Now, I don't recall exactly what she says about this part of it, but I know that like the second that I heard that, I'm like, what do you mean? Probably. She doesn't even know for sure if what she got about this situation is even from him. Probably. Just like all just the most like unprofessional. It's horrible.
We're talking about documents or records or logs that can be created by a CAST-Viz program. The report that you wrote that I received today, when did you learn about those documents that exist according to that report?
The recession logs that I found were from yesterday.
Why did you come to find them yesterday?
I was preparing for this hearing.
Okay. And those are things that existed for quite some time, is that correct?
They did.
They did. Yeah, sure they did. Stuff that sat there forever that was needed for the case, needed to get their ish together, sat there forever, and they were just looked at. This is just like I loss of words at this point. There's like nothing else to say. Yes, defense witness. This is the defense witness. They decided to do this today because he cannot be in court on the, I think it's the 30th. Yeah, he can't be in court on the 30th.
And when you wrote about your work with CAST-Viz in May of 2023, did you document those items?
No.
Tell me what you found when you were preparing for.
No, I didn't document anything. It's like the FBI doesn't take notes. Bro, if I didn't show my work, if I didn't put every medical record into the file for appeal or reconsideration and that ish got denied because I, forgot to add something, didn't document something correctly, I would like not have had this job as long as I've had this job. So this is absolutely ridiculous.
For the motion compelled today.
I found session logs that were sent to me from the FBI.
All right. And in those session logs, how many files were there?
I don't remember. I think there were 6 or 7 different items inside.
Did you look at the CastBiz 48-hour file?
I don't remember if I did an exam of reception.
Did you look at it? Yes.
I don't remember if I ever did. No idea. That's just the biggest case I've ever worked on in my entire freaking life ever, and the biggest case I'll ever work on in my entire freaking life ever, and I don't remember the shit.
Yesterday in preparation for this hearing.
I attempted to.
All right. And how about
I attempted to. Sup, broski? I attempted to. I don't understand.
the CastBiz full log?
I attempted to yesterday.
I noticed in your report that there were several items that you listed. Were those from these CastBiz logs that you attempted to look at yesterday?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to, you need to speak up a little bit, or just telling me to pick up a little bit. That's-
There were some files that were in the session logs, there were other files that were not.
Well, let's start with the 48-hour. What was contained in there?
There's over 48 hours, that was the AT&T records, the original records. And there's a 48-hour session log. I don't know which one they're at.
Okay, I don't know what that underwater garble was after the fact, but I think that what he's talking about right there is in the PCA, how it talks about how they did the tower warrants for Bryan Kohberger's phone for like the 13th and the 14th, right? I think that's pretty much like the 48-hour period he's talking about right here, but the second 48-hour period, I don't know what he's saying because you can't freaking hear what the hell he's saying.
Let's go with the session log. What was in there?
Bro, I was just thinking this right here. How much freaking money has this damn thing cost? Bazillions. Bazillions. Okay, I don't like the interview room very much. Okay, I make that kind of clear, but his wife did hella work digging up all of the money that has, you know, been accumulated in this case. And damn, if they're not like just wasteful as shit. Wasteful. The money that was given to the university, the money that's being spent on all this crap. And again, it doesn't feel like hardly anything is getting done. So I still question what the hell they're really paying for. But they couldn't even get a good camera system. I don't understand. And then homeboy right here is on a laptop. Like last time there was a live stream, like you could see up his freaking nose into his brain. He was so close to the screen. So I don't know. But yeah, definitely. All the money that they spent, they definitely could have done this. I agree with the courtroom system. I love this system. Okay. But I believe it needs more angles and it needs to be way better microphones because no, this is just absolute crap. Hey. Yeah, for real. Legit.
Yeah, appeared to be the AT&T records that possibly were inputted, as well as some JSON files that were probably produced by CastBiz.
JSON files were produced by CastBiz. Is that right?
I would assume that. I didn't create those files.
What date were they created?
I believe one was in December. The other was in April.
December of what year?
22,
And April of what year?
23.
Could you tell who created those?
I could not.
How did you get?
I can't tell who created them. Do they not document stuff? Like literally, like I guess I spend so much time in the medical stuff when it comes to my job and with my daughter that I just expect everything to have like 15 different sections in the label itself. Like this is just absolutely. Yes. Bazinga. Tell me, somebody freaking explain what the shit was actually given to the grand jury whenever the state to this day still has nothing to hand over to the freaking defense. Somebody please explain. I don't understand. I don't get it. Exactly. I've been screaming this for a long time. Like even before we knew how stupid this was, I was saying this, but now that's the only thing I can say. What the shit did they actually give them? They don't have anything. And what reports were actually being read by Payne and Blaker? And honestly, I don't even want to say Payne and Blaker. One of them read something, and then the other one just copied and pasted the other one's report. No. Man. Okay.
Get those
I was provided those via email.
by who?
I made balance of the object.
What did you do with those?
Yeah.
Gave them as soon as I realized they were in my possession. I had contacted the prosecutor and gave them.
And that would be just yesterday, is that correct?
This, as much as I don't want to see it, I don't want to see this kind of crap, guys. I don't. All right, I don't. But I do at the same time. For the layout. For how it looked whenever they first walked in. Because there was so much time in between the event and the call, and then the first responders and the homicide detectives and ISP crime scene. So much time. Yeah, it's just I can't trust pretty much like damn anything.
Correct?
Yes.
What did you do with them prior to that time?
They were sent to me. I put them in a folder and I didn't do anything else with them. That's why I forgot them.
Oh my God. I had a folder somewhere laying around, I probably had to like flip it upside down or inside out, because there was some marker from some other case file on the other side, but it was the only one I could find. And so I got these files and threw them in this recycled folder and then just forgot all about it. Biggest case of my life. What the shit? I hate this place. Why is this reality?
Okay. And that was the 48-hour file?
48-hour session log, yes.
How about the full file? What was contained in there?
Similar items to the 48.
What is the full file?
I believe that was the second AT&T return that we got via warrant. I wasn't able to open it to verify it.
Hold on.
That brings up full file. What was?
I believe that was the second AT&T return that we got via warrant. I wasn't able to open it to verify it.
I was not able to open it to verify it. So you could open up the older one to validate that it was the original older 48-hour session from the original AT&T warrant, but for some reason you couldn't open up this one. Oh man, I'm just gonna say that forever. I'm just gonna. I need a sound I can just play. What's her face? Oh my gosh, what is her name? I have the voice in my head for how I want this sound, and I can't think of her name. So if I randomly stop this live stream and just belt out some celebrity's name, just know that this is why. Mousy Mouse, thank you for becoming a member.
That brings up a question for clarification. When you say second warrant return, are you talking about something that relates to Bryan Kohberger?
Yes, there was 2 warrants that were originally written. One that covered a 48-hour period for the cell phone number, and there was one that was later done for a longer period of time.
And those are what you're referring to as the warrants 1 and warrant 2?
Correct. Okay, 48 and one for the longer period.
In the report that I just received today, there was reference to a loped bar file. What's that?
Just received today. The F you mean? The F you mean? In May of 2024, you were just now receiving a brand new report. Man, I don't understand.
It is a file that I received from Agent Downs.
When did you receive that?
Honestly, the modification for the email, I honestly don't remember. Unfortunately, it was yesterday and I didn't throw this stuff together. So,
Okay. So that was one that you just found yesterday?
yes.
Okay. Did you open that?
I don't recall opening it.
I can't stand this dude. Oh my gosh. I cannot stand this guy. This got to be the most incompetent, lazy, tax money sucking mofo I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm befuzzled. I'm befuzzled.
But it, I don't recall doing.
How about the CDR-S.XLSX file? Would that, and CDR, what does that stand for?
All retail records.
Did you open that?
I don't remember if I did not.
Did you open it yesterday?
I don't remember. I was looking for it. Once I found them, I was trying to figure out how they came into my presence or in my possession. That's where I started to focus.
Okay. How about the export.kmz file? When did you find that file?
I had found that one yesterday,
Do you know when that came into your possession?
some time ago.
Did you open that?
I believe I did on my laptop.
What did that show you?
It showed me different locations and so forth on a map.
Those three files that we just talked about, along with the CASVIZ 48 and the CASVIZ full, are those copied so that I can have those now?
Yes.
And
Now. Like, seriously, I have a for real question. Is the only way that Ann Taylor felt like she was going to get the full freaking cast report and all of the information that she's been begging the state for over a year now, is the only way that she thought that she was going to freaking get it is by literally calling the idiot that put it together to the stand and forcing him to hand it over himself? Because is that what just happened? Like, did he just hand her all the bullshit that she's been begging for? Is that just what happened? So she's smart as hell, if that's the case. Mouse gifted 5 memberships. That's awesome. That's so cool. I love whenever you guys share the love. That's awesome. Congratulations, Jen and Bombshell and Olmsterman and Hemisphere and Rim3. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, Ann Taylor is a smart freaking cookie bro because she sure knows how to work this crap. I'm not even gonna like try and lie. That's impressive as hell because she seriously, she just played the shit out of them because you notice like Bill don't talk. Bill's over there just a doodling away, looking all sad, looking all lame. I don't understand why he didn't just retire before this became like this is how he's gonna go out. He's really gonna like he's gonna go out being like laughed at. Ann Taylor is playing them like a damn fiddle.
you referred to emails. How many emails did you find when you were preparing for this hearing?
It was 5?
Are those included for me to have now as well?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep, now that you've called me to the stand, why the hell didn't he just give all of this over a long, long time ago? I don't comprehendo. This is the most ridiculous thing. Like, why did it take this much? This kind of crap. The fact that she had to go to these links just to get what she's been begging them for this entire time just gives more strength to all of the questions that we keep asking about this case. Like, they literally do this shit to themselves. Legit.
In the report that I received today, there was a reference to drawings.json file. What's that?
It was a JSON file that was inside the CASVIZ session notes.
What does that depict?
It's just data that CASVIZ would use, I'm guessing, to replot something on the map to actually show locations or other things. It was inside the.
Let's re-listen to the way that he describes this, because this is what I meant when I was agreeing with that comment earlier about how he just like says things that makes it sound as if he knows what he's talking about. I feel like this is it because this is starting to sound like really familiar. So I feel like this stuck to my brain because this is where I noticed it. The way he puts this like answer together, I'm like, bro, this dude's full of shit.
Now as well.
Yes.
Thank you. In the report that I received today, there was a reference to drawings.json file. What's that?
It was a JSON file that was inside the Cassidy's session notes.
What is does that depict?
It's just data that
Crap, I was muted. Okay. He took the way that she gave that question, flipped the words around, and then just threw the damn shit back at her. He didn't even answer her. He literally just rearranged her sentence into the form of a statement. He doesn't even have answers. I don't understand.
Cassidy's reviews, I'm guessing, to replot something on the map to actually show locations or other things.
Did you do anything with that file when you found it yesterday?
I did open that file, yes.
Okay. What did that show you when you opened it?
There were references to 2 locations inside.
When you open it, does it just say here's 2 references, or what does it show you when you open it?
It's different code, but there is some plain language or plain English, plain text inside of that code that show 2 addresses.
Plain text inside of that code that shows 2 addresses. Which addresses? Why are you making me so curious?
Did you use that file? Well, let me ask this first. That file that contains code, do you use that with the CAST-biz program?
I attempted to load the session file in its entirety and it received errors, so I was not able to. That's why I went into the JSON file to see if there was something I could see reference.
Is that file?
So there's errors with opening files. So that means that there's errors in the file itself? Because how are you supposed to give like corrupt files that are full of errors to court as admissible evidence if the person who was supposed to be the one that's like responsible for sort of like creating that file can't even open the damn thing? Am I hearing that right? I just don't get it. I don't understand the incompetence here. This is like, there's really like no more words for it, for real.
File usable?
I'm sure it is to someone.
Oh my God. I'm sure it is to someone. I'm sure it is to someone. Wow.
What is the restriction for you?
I don't know what restriction it is. I don't know what to do with that file outside of, if I could possibly bring it into the cast is. I tried to pull it in as a combined session log, which is what I was trained to do. So I didn't get that. I didn't pull that file.
Is that file available on a discovery drive for me?
Provided to the prosecutor today.
Thank you.
I'll get it to the prosecutor today. I guess he has to like, I guess that's the chain of command, right? Because that's, I guess that makes sense. Paid to act dumb. Yeah, for real. Legit. This is just so ridiculous. So hopefully by the time, you know, like right now as we're speaking, like she's got possession of this. But why the hell can't they open it? I just don't get it. They're just going to like give. So what are they supposed to do if this thing is like legit just like corrupted? Because y'all are going to hear later, if you haven't heard already, something else like hella super important has now been deleted on top of, we know that the DNA profile that they used and uploaded into, the programs that we can't, name, it was deleted too, which is why like there's nothing for the defense to create anything off of to even try to like recreate anything that was done because all the original stuff was deleted. And now this. And then you're going to hear more things deleted. You guys are like realize like even, in the off chance that Bryan is like full blown guilty as shit, this sort of incompetence could get somebody capable of doing this kind of stuff like off. And honestly, this stuff probably did get somebody capable of this kind of stuff off because I just don't believe he's the one who did this. I don't think he's ignorant to the situation. I think he definitely knows something. That's just my opinion. But the fact that they have literally nothing whatsoever, that means they have literally nothing to like prosecute anybody after the fact either. So yeah, cool if Bryan is truly innocent and all of this stupidity gets him and his life back, awesome. But what does that do for like actual justice for the victims? The house is gone. The evidence is destroyed. The evidence is shit because it doesn't even actually exist. This is just so sick. It's sick on a lot of levels.
In the report that I just got today, there's a reference to another cast biz session and some screenshots. What is that about?
Well, you're talking about just the regular 48 hours folder.
I don't know. I'm curious.
So that I provided two folders. One was cast viz and one was my last name of Mowery. That was to differentiate the files that I found that were provided to me and the folder of the files that I use to create this report.
Okay. Cast biz is the files that you found while preparing.
Correct.
And the one that says Mowery is what you used to create your May 3rd report of 2023.
Yes.
Okay. I think I understand that now. In that file, I think your report said you found screenshots dated April 19th of 2023.
Yes.
All right. Does that mean that's the day that you put things into your CastViz program?
That was the day that I made the screenshots themselves.
Okay. Where are those screenshots now? Are those also included on the drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a bunch of screenshots. Like this guy doesn't even sound like I know I feel lost in like listening to like CastViz and all these weird like file names and shit. But this guy like sounds lost. He sounds as lost as I feel. Like I feel as if if he knew what he was talking about, I wouldn't feel so lost. Because whenever like Bicca Barlow and Gabriela Vargas and all the rest of them got up there and talked about DNA and sequencing and how all the coding goes through and the way that it goes through a million times and has little bits inputted each single time until it's a full profile. And like I soaked up all of that and I felt like I understood so much better after the fact. Like I really understood what they were telling me. This guy's talking and I am lost as shit. Ridiculous. So ridiculous.
And then your report dated 5/3 says that you were asked to examine the record. So I'm a little confused if you had something that you took screenshots of on 4/19, but on 5/3 you were asked to examine the record. What were you doing on 4/19 or before to get those screenshots?
Yeah. What were you doing? Ooh.
So I was tasked, the date was May 3rd for the report. It's not the date that I asked.
Okay.
Did he say May 3rd of 2024? So he just touched this stuff like a couple of weeks ago, basically whenever he knew that he was going to have to come and testify. Yeah, this guy's up against IRA. For real now? So did Ann Taylor not only finagle the system to get what she needed out of these morons by calling the person that actually has it to the stand and have them like give it over themselves because the state's too stupid to handle it and do their job, but also to show us how incompetent their expert witness is, like, competition is. I'm gonna sigh a lot, guys. It's just so sad. The whole thing. Like, it's just so sad. Yeah, she 360 their asses.
What day were you asked to do?
I cannot remember. I'm gonna guess that it was somewhere around April 19th. That's when the screenshots were created.
Okay. Let's talk about that time frame then and what you did. Did you actually use a CastViz program at that time to create something?
Yes.
The CastViz program that you used at that time, and we're talking about.
As the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, we know what it takes to get a pro-level
Springtime
Ads on my own video. How you like that?
of 2023, we'll call it April for now, if that's fair. What training had you received by then to do this CastViz program?
The 2019 training.
Okay. With the CastViz program, what's the first thing that you did?
Once the program is open, you can drag and drop the CPR records into the program.
CDR means call detail records.
Right.
Did you do just 48-hour records or did you do full records in April of 2023?
I only did 48 hours.
When you put the records in, those are the call detail records, and those relate to what?
To the phone that the records were coming back to.
The number you associated with Bryan Kohberger.
Right.
Okay. After you put those call detail records in, do you have to do anything with cell towers?
With the AT&T, no, because the cell tower locations are in the AT&T CPR.
Okay. So you put that record in, the tower locations are already part of the call detail record that you put in?
Yes.
Is that something that you have electronic on your computer and then you open your CastViz program and just import it into the program?
Yes, AT&T provides both PDF and text documents of the files, and I use the text document to put into CastViz to have it adjusted.
And when you do that, what gets exported?
Nothing. At that point, nothing is exported or created that I know of.
Into the program?
Yes, AT&T provides both PDF.
Okay, so I'm going to back this up for a second so I can rehear this because I was instructing my child on something. And I want to hear this because I think this is where he starts to talk about how he don't save nothing and everything gets deleted and there's nothing that he can even pull up. It's ridiculous.
Can you export the session that you're working on?
You can export a session log, yes.
Did you do that?
No.
How did you create?
Nope. Nope. Didn't do nothing.
Screenshots?
By using the built-in Windows snip tool, as well as the built-in Windows game console, I believe they call it the game bar, which is just accessed by hitting Windows G. That allows you to record your screen.
Are those the only two things you did? Is screen clip and screen record?
Yes.
He is not very awesome at his job. That's all I'm going to keep saying.
How many times did you use call detail records in the CastViz program?
Probably a dozen times. I'm not entirely sure.
That was a terrible question. How many times did you use the CastViz program in relation to Bryan Kohberger's call detail records?
I don't know. No.
More than once?
I don't know.
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the call detail records investigation.
One more time.
In the call detail records,
Uno más.
I don't know.
More than once?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the
I
call.
can't
detail.
hear
More
the
than once?
word he's saying. What's the word?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't.
I recall what? Anybody know the freaking word he's saying right there? This is basically, yeah, like he's saying somebody else went into the grand jury for this part. But I can't I can't understand the word. Like I can't tell if he's saying I was not called to the, I don't know, hold on. It's going to bother the crap out of me now.
How many times did you use the CastBiz program in relation to Bryan Kohberger's call detail records?
I don't know.
I don't know.
More than once?
I recall doing it for the grand jury because I wasn't the main lead in the call detail records investigation.
Yeah. I think that's I think recalled is right.
I don't understand what that means.
Oh, me neither,
I
girl.
wasn't the main person looking at those call detail records.
Okay.
You weren't the main person with the call detail records, but you put them in the CastBiz program anyway?
For the grand jury, I was requested.
Okay. What did you rely on?
So he was the one who put it all together for the grand jury, but didn't validate that anything that was given to the grand jury was actually part of evidence. The same thing we already said before. This guy sucks. He was the one who's so what was his job then, bro? Is he just like a freaking organizer that sucks at his job? Like, what's his freaking job? If he didn't verify any of the freaking footage was actually like verified to be part of the freaking case, all right? If he didn't go to the grand jury to testify because he wasn't the main guy, meaning somebody else is the one that went in there and talked about all this crap that he didn't validate nor verify. Like he literally just was like standing there. Somebody handed him something in his right hand. He didn't even look at it as he passed it over to his left hand. And then he handed it over to the next person. Who in the shit is this dude? Useless, right? Useless is the word. That's like the only word I can come up with is useless. FBI, yeah. Useless FBI, same thing, right?
In producing those, producing whatever you produced for the grand jury.
What do you mean? What did I produce? As far as the
What do you mean? What did you produce for the grand jury, home skillet? Shouldn't you know? Shouldn't you know what you produced for the grand jury? Oh, I don't like this dude.
AT&T records,
I want to know what you relied on to do that, to produce something for the grand jury.
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
Oh my God. See how she just, okay, put her head down. That's how I feel sometimes whenever I'm trying to say something to my 6-year-old. Because he's a lot smarter than like, I'm just going to say normal, like 8-year-olds. Like he's really intelligent. And I have to catch myself a lot of times because I feel like I forget that he's smarter than his age. And so I have to like reconstruct the way that I say stuff to him. And I feel myself doing that a lot. That, okay, with the head down, like, okay, I have to like regroup here. Because this is not coming out correctly. There's like a disconnect here somewhere, and I've got to finally connect somewhere because something's just not right. I don't understand what the problem is. I got to figure out what the problem is. This dude's an idiot. This is worse than playing dumb, Mindy. I mean, yeah, no, he probably is purposely doing this. He purposely sucks. I understand that. But what I don't get is the purpose of this, because we already think that they are dumb as shit. We already think that they do not know what they are doing. And his best defense to us already thinking that they are stupid is to play dumber. This is the dumbest shit. Fall Guy, maybe. Doubt it. I feel like he's just too stupid to even do that right. Honestly, don't you have to like do something right for that? You can't be completely dumb to be the Fall Guy, right? I don't even know anymore. This is just ugh.
You weren't the main guy with the call detail records or with the CastBiz programming. Did I understand that much right?
There was another investigator that was doing that.
Okay. But you end up involved in it? call detail records or with the cast viz programming. Did I understand that much right?
There was another investigator that was doing it.
Okay.
Is that person going to be showing up at some point? I guess. Too? Do they say that person's name? I doubt it. Super doubt it.
But you end up involved in it somehow in April of 2023, is that right?
That's why I was asked to examine the data to provide that for the grand jury.
Okay. Was that all?
Examine, what do you mean? You took some screenshots. What the shit did you examine? Oh, you think that's who he meant? That's probably who he meant. It probably is who he meant, yeah. Oh.
All of your instruction?
What do you mean with that?
Well, you're asked by somebody else who's actually doing this part of the investigation in the case to produce something for the grand jury to use. And I'm curious about what you relied on, to get to that point. I want to know all the records you relied on, all of the emails, all of the conversations you relied on to produce this thing that you're not the expert for.
So
To produce this thing that you're not the expert for. Yeah, like no shit, bro. Okay, this is what I don't understand why she wasn't fighting this kind of stupidity when it came to the grand jury dismissal bullshit that was filed back and forth. Why didn't she use all of this? Why didn't she just use the simple fact that like nothing could have possibly been submitted to the grand jury because there's nothing that they've been able to give me this entire freaking time. So what the shit did they present in the grand jury, you know, all this time ago? Why wasn't that her fight? I feel like that would have most likely been like the best fight possible, honestly.
I wrote the affidavit for the AT&T records. Received the AT&T records. Those records were also given to another investigator who was the main investigator doing the CDR records.
And that's Payne, right? That's what y'all are saying is Payne. Because he is the other name on the you know what? Instead of asking 30 questions, and you might hear my son. He walked out of his room for a minute and forgot to shut his door, and he's playing a video game. Doesn't sound too incensed, you know. Oh, wait, no, I hear him now. Let me see if I can find this stupid thing. I just want to find one. AT&T, where you be? I've probably passed it up like 30 times. Hold on a second. Let me look for it. Am I crazy, or can I just like not see what I'm looking for? I feel like this was here. This is like order to still and redact. What happened to the ones where they were like open? Maybe I'm just like thinking the title is going to be different because this is actually exactly what the frick I was looking for. Jesus. Okay. So let's see. This is one of the original ones from back in November. So who else's name is on it? Seems like something would have been right here because of this punctuation, and then this was like redacted. And something right here, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Was that the first one? Is this the same one? No. Yeah, Lowery. Payne, there he is. So yeah, he is kind of like throwing him under the bus. I can't wait for Payne to come up during trial. That'll be interesting.
Prosecution then asked me to provide or create some type of visualization of the call detail records and examine the call detail records for the 4 hours in question. That
Just to be really sure, when you talked about writing the 2 warrants for AT&T, we're talking about 2 warrants that relate to Bryan Kohberger. There were a lot of other warrants. Is that right?
correct?
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to be really clear on that. You've taken the CAST training. Is that right?
Yes.
And you know there's a way to save your session. Is that correct?
Yes.
And there's also a way just to hit reset and delete your session. Do you know that part too?
Mhm.
And back in April, when you were creating something for the grand jury, you hit reset. Is that right?
Or I just deleted the file out of it. I don't remember if I had reset or delete. You can delete them individually as well.
I don't know which one it was, but it don't even matter because the point is the shit's gone. That's what I got from that comment. I just don't get it.
You don't remember which thing you did, but you decided to delete what you'd created.
Don't know. I didn't delete anything. I didn't create the session logs. I don't know how I was doing it.
He did.
Delete the reference of the file in the software, but the file itself is not deleted.
Wild.
I want to make sure I understand. The record, the AT&T record still exists. You didn't delete that.
Correct.
But the session, when you put that in to the CAST Viz program, and it does its thing with the call detail records, which includes tower references, you either deleted that session or you chose to reset. Did I understand that right?
Didn't create a session log. I don't know how I would delete it. I just removed the reference to the file, the main file, from the software at some point. I don't know when I did that.
You don't know when you did that?
I don't know how I would delete it.
Reset. Did I understand that right?
Didn't create a session log. I don't know how I would delete it. I just removed the reference to the file, the main file, from the software at some point. I don't know when I did that.
You don't know when you did that?
No, you can close the software without hitting reset or delete.
And then it would just stay there.
I deleted it.
And you can also export your session if you get interrupted and you want to come back and work on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do that? You left it up and running at some point and then did something that didn't save it. Is that right?
The session log was never created. Did not create a session log.
See, this is the part that I'm so confused about. What the hell do you mean? Like, okay. He's sitting here saying he doesn't remember whether he did the reset or whether he did the delete, but now he's saying that he never even created the session log to begin with. I'm so confused. I mean, yeah. This is wild. How do these people have their freaking jobs? I don't get it.
CDR records I was dealing with is relatively small. There's no need to do that because I can ingest the files right back into Cascades in a short amount of time.
Your Honor, just for clarity, may I approach? I have another instance to show him.
And came with all of the things.
I'll give it to you. Thank you.
And I know that it's laggy, guys. I don't know why I'm literally maybe 5 feet from my router. Like legit, but it looks like poop. So I'm going to get a cord at some point this weekend so that it's not so poopy because I don't like how it looks. It's because he's befumbled. He doesn't understand what the shit he is witnessing right now. Look at him. He's like, what you looking at? What you reading, bro? What is that? This Jerry Springer looking at us. I can't let go of that at all.
Are you familiar with the document that was handed to you that's marked Defendants W?
Yes,
And have you seen that before?
I have.
Is that something that you were taught from the CAST Users Guide?
I'm sure I was. It's also included in the software that can be readily accessible.
Okay. And Your Honor, would move for admission of Defendants W?
Thank you. No objection. Okay, that exhibit W is admitted.
Thank you.
No objection.
In your training, were you also taught from the CAST Field Users Guide?
Nachos. No, actually, we're making tripe tonight. I don't know what you mean by nachos. Maybe on a Taco Tuesday. Maybe that means something else. I don't know.
I believe so.
I'm about ready to switch gears on you and talk a little bit more about videos for a second, but if I can have just one moment, Your Honor.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, let's switch gears for just a minute. You, during the course of your work, did you make contact with the Idaho Department of Transportation to talk about some of the cameras that cover main roads coming into and out of Moscow?
Yes.
And did you attempt to make preservation of any items? What items did you want preserved?
I was trying to see if they had saved video or still images from those files.
What did you learn?
That, you know,
Did y'all just hear me actually answer that question, or did I talk on mute? Because I feel like I was just talking on mute. I'll get the hang of this eventually, I promise. I was muted. Okay, yes, she did get the transcripts, and it should have had the names of the people that went in there and talked about it, which is again why. That's a good point. That's a good point, my lady. That's a good point. because she's calling him in here, knowing full well then that he's not the one who presented to the grand jury, but then acting surprised about it. Interesting. Yeah, she should have known that. Yeah.
Not retain those.
Did you, when you say they do not retain those, do you mean they don't retain videos or pictures or both?
Both.
Did you do a preservation for anything?
Not recall studying actually the preservation letter out.
Okay.
Why is it taking this fool so long to answer? Like, seriously, this is the most high profile thing this dude will ever do in his life, and he can't recall what the shit he did. He knew, like, did he not ever think that he was going to be called, like, to the court whatsoever? He just did not give a single damn. It's just, wow.
Your Honor, if I can have another exhibit provided.
Yes, thank you.
That's the wildest part, Pebbles. Like, what? That's what I'm saying. Like, she literally figured out a way to play the system in order to be able to get the person responsible for getting this crap to her through the prosecution on the stand, so that he had no choice but to give it to her because it's what she needed to talk about in court. And Xana is just over there like, damn, she sure figured out a way to get it. I did everything I could not to hand it over, and she freaking figured it out. He's over there doodling. He's writing his resignation letter. Yeah, the long pauses are wild. Like, this is... Honestly, look, if I were Bryan Kohberger sitting in this courtroom, regardless of the spots, okay, regardless of him being in this very hot seat he's in or anywhere else, I would be feeling very, very upset with the amount of money that I wasted on my career, knowing that this is the justice system I'm about to step into. Like, I already feel horrible that my like 61 or 62 something $1,000 worth of boo-boo that I spent on my half-ass, not completed all the way freaking degree is a waste because this justice system is just a freaking joke. This dude went all the way up to his master's. Can you imagine how, like, damn, this is just bullshit. This is what he spent all his money on. What a joke. Everything needs to be rewritten. Everything needs reform. Everything. Oh my God, this is the longest pause. Oh my God. I would think this was paused if it wasn't like moving at the bottom of the screen. True story, bro. True story. Oh my God, he's still not talking. What's happening? I don't remember it being this long. Isn't this that like dead air that people on the radio used to get in trouble for? Holy crap. Holy crap. Talk, my dude. Look, he's got his glasses all the way on his nose. Judge is like, bro, he's wasted so much of my time. He's trying to keep himself awake. Look, he's like tugging on his ear. It must be one of his stress triggers. No, it's not in slow motion. It was just kind of like lagging because my internet's crap, but he's literally not talking. He's looking at paperwork. It's just nice and quiet. Right. Where was Twiz today when we needed him?
What do you recognize
here we go.
that exhibit?
So these are emails that I was trying to find some kind of contact information for windy.com, the website that does weather-related information, as well as has some links to images from.
Okay, so this is what this is. I'd never heard of this before. This is windy.com. So this is who he was trying to get a hold of for weather information. Is this website. Now, people in the live stream from whenever we went through the court hearing said this was like a poop one when it comes to like, oh, 1 second. When it comes to like using it for like crime, you know, it's like there's definitely better things, you know, like the actual like National Weather Association. You know, like the people that control the actual like satellites on the radio that you can hear even whenever like the internet and electricity and everything is out. They have like the weather radio, like old school. I don't know why like this windy.com thing is what he's using, but this is it right here. This just like this thing. Yep. Okay.
Cameras that are covering the highway.
And did you learn that you could have some still shots preserved?
I did.
Did you have some still shots preserved?
I did not.
Did he say that? Let me go back. I don't want to be on
Information.
silence.
We're trying
Okay.
to find some kind of contact information for windy.com.
What do you recognize that exhibit?
So these are emails that I was trying to find some kind of contact information for windy.com. The website that does weather related
Okay.
information, as well as has some links to images from cameras that are covering the highway.
Oh,
And did you learn that you could have some still shots preserved?
I did.
Did you have some still shots preserved?
I did not.
You're in a
did you learn that you had a resource in a tool that might actually be useful to you in your investigation? Yes, I did, ma'am. I did. Did you utilize that tool? Nope. The shit.
move for admission of defendants PP.
Thank you. That's what, I'm sorry, PT?
Double P.
That's in the official record. The judge. Did you say PP? That woke him up. That woke him up though, Mouse. Hearing PP in the courtroom. That woke him up.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay. Exhibit PP is exhibit or admitted, no objection.
He doesn't even want to say it.
When we started talking, we talked about you kind of being the guy that would book or take videos in from different agencies, even if you didn't verify what was on the device you received. Is that right?
Yes.
And do you, I have a specific one that a couple of them I want to ask you about. One is from Red Star Coffee Shop. Do you recall?
Bro, for real. This is what Santa's doing in his seat right now. That's what he's doing. It's so sad. The incompetence, bro. The incompetence. These people get paid. I don't understand.
All receiving that video?
I did not.
Okay. And are you aware that it was hooked in or brought in by Idaho State Police?
No.
How would I find out about them?
I did not.
Okay. And are you aware that it was hooked in or brought in by Idaho State Police?
No.
So he really means it when he says he didn't validate a damn thing, because he doesn't even care to even remember like what came from where. Like, I understand maybe, you know, not knowing like a lot of the very specific details, but just the simple fact, again, I'm going to keep saying this is like one of the most, not, I'm not even going to say one of the most, let's just be for real. This is the most high profile thing this man will ever do in his life. Screw the stupid Secret Service. No one gives a damn about his little stupid Secret Service award. Everyone is going to know him as the detective from the Idaho Kohberger case. Straight the F up. And this is the footprint this man is leaving. Who's going to play him in the movie, guys? Who can pull off this amount of like dumbassery? Who do you think? Let me know.
How would I find out about those videos?
I don't know. You would have to go through the USB drives to find out what was given. I was just given the mass USB drives. I was not given them by the people that were bringing them in for time. Given to them after it had been handed off to other investigators and other assistants that were helping with the files.
Is there somebody else I should ask about specific ones to track where they went?
I don't know. I don't have that.
Yes. Bro, let's just bring them both back. Let's let Jim Carrey play this fool. Love Jim Carrey. And let's let Jeff play Santa. Will Ferrell could be judge.
Okay. All right, give me just a minute, Your Honor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank
this
you,
is
Detective
wild.
Mowery. I don't have any other questions for now, but hold on, the prosecutor might.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Thanks, Mr. Thompson.
Ms. Jeans.
Okay, Ms. Jennings.
He said, I ain't talking.
All right, I want to go back and talk a little bit about this past this.
He, I can't get over it. He literally will not talk. He said, nah, Miss Jennings. Nah, pass the mic. He's so embarrassed right now. Like, you know that's what this is. This is his ego. He has been yelling and screaming and standing up and acting like JP Miller on a Sunday morning. All right. Whenever he's been in this courtroom, just wild, off his rocker. And now today he's nice and quiet. He don't want to talk. He's doodling on his little notepad and just, Miss Jennings. Oh yeah, I'm mad as fuck. Oh yeah. He knows he can't control his stupid self, bro. He can't. Mm-hmm. Too many. Too many. And now he's shutting up because all the incompetence is right here in our faces. These are people that work like for his side of this. Like, these are his people. You are only as strong as your weakest link. And sad part is, I don't think Holmes Skillet up on the stand is the weakest link in this situation. It's true too. Anything. He let all of the incompetence and knowing nothingness just spill out. Like it was nothing. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not the weakest link at all. This is just gross. And multiply this by like millions of areas across the country. Because this is how the competence is pretty much like everywhere. Yeah, she won't even stand up. Like, this is them. Yeah, I bet. Like, at this point. Just wow. Just wow.
Can you explain to me generally what is CastViz?
It's just a software that is useful in creating visualizations of the call detail records.
Okay. So how is it useful? What does it show?
It shows the location and the direction of the cell towers and their sector antennas.
Okay. Now, what version of CastViz do you have?
Currently, I think I have 33 on my laptop. It's prompted me to update to 38. But at the time, I believe I had 30 installed.
So there's several different versions and it updates all the time. So he's apparently hella behind then, because right now he has version 33 and it wants him to jump up to version 38. So does that mean that like a bunch of the work that he's apparently been doing on a whole bunch of cases is technically not up to par because it's not the most updated programming? That's what it sounds like.
So walk me through. You start up the software program,
Yes,
and then what do you do?
drag the text file from the CDRs into the system. It ingests the files and then
Yeah,
produces a
behind.
display of that data.
For sure.
Okay. And is that what you did on the 19th?
Yes.
And then what did you do with that visual that was displayed?
Those visuals, I created screenshots, created the screen capture of the video. Yes, this also allows a timeline playing view that you can record separate.
Y'all think he's the one that gave 11-12 to Steve? What's up, buddy? Y'all think that he's the one who gave the screenshots and the screen captures of 11-12 to Steve? Because she keeps mentioning these screenshots like a lot. And we know Steve came out and has stated on live TV that he has seen video, he's seen video, he's seen video. He has leaked video, he has leaked video. You can either take it as he's leaked video or he's gotten leaked video. I think it's both. He talks, I don't know. I mean, that could be why he's acting like he doesn't know what's what. So that he can't sound like he might know specific details enough to have that pointed at him. Because his like lack of knowledge here is just a little bit too obvious to me. It sounds like it's like literally on purpose. Like he's just literally acting. His voice sounded really familiar. Like what? Like what? Where do you think that his voice is from before? Because I don't know. I've never heard this guy before. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, it is, because this is wild. Like, how many cases? How many cases aren't being, like, dug into like this that these exact same people are working on, and they're this incompetent? How many? Like, this is so stupid. This is so annoying. Mm-mm.
With the Windows built in some software. Save those.
Other than uploading the CDRs, did you change any of the settings on Castus?
The only thing that I would have done was gone in and changed the, made sure that the time.
Well, this is my first one. So you guys are super special. So thank you for being here.
Time was correct because they were coming in at UTC. It was a coordinated time. I wanted to make sure that those were representative of the local time.
All right, so you just changed it to Pacific.
Correct.
Any other changes?
No.
Okay. So you were talking about how
And then changed the, made sure that the time was correct because they were coming in at UTC. It was a coordinated time. I wanted to make sure that those were representative of the local time.
all right, so you just changed it to Pacific.
Correct.
Any other changes?
Too specific from what now? Hold on, I'm gonna have to hear that again, guys. I was crunching some Sonic Ice. I didn't actually hear everything that this fool just mumbled.
Was correct because they were coming in at the GC. There was a coordinated time. I wanted to make sure that those were representative of both the time.
All right, so you just changed it to Pacific.
Correct.
Any other changes?
Oh my god. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. Thank you, thank you. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. You shouldn't be allowed to change the time. It should be in its truest form. Yeah, bro, that case is wild. I'm probably like never gonna do a video on that case because there's just too much. But I have conversations. Hey girl, hey. About it on Twitter. That's wild. The red solo cup, all that stuff. Actually, I have a video I'm going to put out here soon. I talked with my daughter about touch DNA. And it's funny because I was looking at Twitter and it showed, I mean, this isn't funny. It's just funny how we got in the conversation because of her like reaction. But it was showing like the injuries of his arm in the Karen Reed case. Because, you know, everyone's like, oh, you know, she ran him over. And a bunch of other people are like, oh, no, that's German Shepherd. My daughter came in here and she just like yelled, oh my God, are those dog bite marks? Yeah. And so that just got into the conversation because she was wondering what I was looking at. And that turned into Idaho. And then that turned into touch DNA. And so then we got into how her touch DNA could get on a crime scene just by her going and looking at Vampire Diary makeup at CVS. And we recorded it. So it'll be put up here soon. But yeah. Solo cups, red solo cups from the neighbor's house, shopping bags, leaf blowers, and parties galore, I hear. Like every night there's parties at these people's house. Insane.
So you were talking about how it does not automatically save.
It does not.
Okay. And you chose not to save.
No, and in the exhibit that was provided, the actual text says that if you need to save a session file.
Okay.
If you need to, why would you never need to? Can someone explain to me a single situation where it would be appropriate to not need to whenever you're doing criminal investigations, especially a quadruple homicide death penalty firing squad case? Again, highest profile situation that you will ever be privileged enough to work in your entire career. And you don't need to? Exactly. Yeah. That's possible. A lot of people think it won't. But I just don't understand how at this point the judge isn't being like, hold up a minute, man. This cannot keep going on the way this is going whenever you're basically telling me that you have nothing. Yeah. The entire world is watching Idaho. The entire world is watching Delphi. The entire world is watching a lot of things right now. It seems like literally everything is on fire.
And can you tell me, why didn't you save these settings?
I was creating the visualization exhibits. That's what I was doing with that.
So does that mean actually like creating something, or is that what he's calling his little like screenshots and like recordings of the screens, or is he like physically going in and creating some bullshit? He doesn't at all. He doesn't at all.
Any reason to save the settings?
No.
Could this be?
God. No reason to save. Again. How many cases has this guy worked on and has been completely just incompetent? Right? Like if I didn't have to take 2 days off of work this week now, because we had to take off Monday for my daughter's medical appointment for her new medication that she's on, and then I have to take off tomorrow for the house closing. If I wasn't already taking 2 days off this week, I would totally be taking off next week for this crazy stuff. Wild.
Be recreated or redone in the same fashion.
Yes, I can, again, open the software, drag the CDRs back in, and in a very short time it is generated.
And it would give you
So he's saying he can recreate everything. How is that possible? If you didn't save anything? I'm not understanding.
the same information.
Yes.
He's
Is that
lying.
why you did it?
No, I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no way that you can pull this stuff back in and recreate perfectly every little bitty thing that you did. There's no way. There's just no way.
Save it.
Yes.
I want to switch over.
Well, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's so confident in his boo-boo that he knows he can, like, manipulate it in the exact same way all over again. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's wild to me. He's like, I didn't save it. I can just redo it perfectly. No. No.
Over to the other session files that you found. Were those session files created by you?
No.
Okay. And did you ever use those?
So someone else was smart enough to actually create and save the session files. Well, at least somebody had brains.
And have you now turned those over, provided those?
Yes.
I wonder if those are pains. Huh.
Now I want to switch gears over to
I know she did not just steal Ann Taylor's switching gears phrase. Girl, be original.
what we were discussing as windy.com. What is that? What is Windy?
It's a website that is available for weather and such.
Okay. And why is that relevant in this case?
We were directed by, I think it was Captain Corporal Payne that told me that we should look into windy.com.
And why is that?
Just to see if they retained video. A website that is available for weather and such.
Okay. And why is that relevant in this case?
We were directed by, I think it was Captain Corporal Payne that told me that we should look into windy.com.
There was. Yep, y'all were right. Payne. Payne is the one who told him to use that website. Now, I'm not saying like he has got some sort of like contract with the website to give some like false information or some crazy stuff, but Payne is the one who gave them windy.com. But I wonder why Payne uses that one of like all of the other ones available out there that are probably a million times better. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's literally like no freaking way that he just doesn't know this much information, like for real, for real. Like, I feel like he has to be faking this much absence, if that makes any sense.
And why is that?
Just to see if they retained video from the cameras themselves.
Thank you. That was very sweet.
Okay, so windy.com has cameras.
They have screenshots. They basically capture the ITD cameras and put them on their website. Those,
Okay, so maybe I need to get on windy.com and kind of like take a look myself, because it sounds like they have cameras that you can look at that are screenshots of the highway. I guess maybe they have like sensors on them for like miles per hour and rain gauges, maybe. I don't think they're called rain gauges. I think they're called something very specific. Why does CastViz not save absolutely everything? No, I feel like that it can and it's supposed to, but it doesn't like maybe automatically do it. And this dude just totally chooses not to save a damn thing every time he does anything, it seems like. Unlike anything. Which is wild. Okay.
images are routinely purged from their site. No purge administration of that.
Okay. And can you explain to me, when are those
That is what it sounded like, right? And we know that IGG has nothing to do with cameras, but it is what it sounded like. I'm curious.
You talked about
The purge. They have screens to see if they reach the website that available for weather and such.
okay. And why is that relevant in this case?
We were directed by I think it was Captain Corporal Payne that told me that we should look into windy.com
Mhm.
And why is that?
just to see if they retained video from the cameras themselves.
Okay, so windy.com has cameras.
They have screenshots. They basically capture the ITD cameras.
Yeah, Casey's right. ITD, that's what he said. Idaho Transportation Department. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
And put them on their website. Those images are routinely purged from their site for the administration of that.
Okay. And can you explain to me, when are those, you talked about them being purged from their site? What's that schedule?
From going onto their website yesterday, it's a public website, so I was able to go back to it. I don't remember exactly. I believe that within 24 hours, it's hourly. Within a week, it's daily. Within 12 months, it's monthly. And after that, I believe it's I'm seeing probably like 3 months or so. I don't remember exactly the website yesterday. It's a public website, so I was able to go back to it. I don't remember exactly. I believe that within 24 hours, it's hourly.
That's what I'm trying to hear. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Within a week, administration.
And why is that?
Just to see if they retained video from the cameras themselves.
Okay, so windy.com has cameras.
They
Mhm.
have screenshots. They basically capture the ITD cameras and put them on their website. Those images are routinely purged from their site for the administration of that.
Okay. And can you explain to me, when are those, you talked about them being purged from their site? What's that schedule?
From going onto their website yesterday, it's a public website, so I was able to go back to it. I don't remember exactly. I believe that within 24 hours, it's hourly.
So does that mean that, see, this is the part that I'm understanding what the shit he's talking about. So in a 24-hour time frame, it's purged hourly, but then after a 12-month time frame, it's purged like 3 months. I don't understand what he's saying here. This is very weird what he's explaining right here. It doesn't make sense. I wish he would have just said, I just don't know, and just shut up, because now he's confusing me, because he even admits he doesn't know exactly. It does sound backwards. Like if you're deleting, if you're not deleting, if you're purging something every hour within a 24-hour time frame, then how the hell do you have anything that's 3 months worth of time to purge after 12 months? I'm so freaking
In a
confused.
week, it's
Okay. And can you explain
For real.
to me, when are those, you talked about them being purged from their site? What's that schedule?
from going onto their website yesterday. It's a public website, so I was able to go back to it. I don't remember exactly. I believe
You know what? Hold on a second. I'm gonna just like open this damn thing up. I think I actually kind of understand what this idiot is saying. Actually, I just want to see if I can like tell on here exactly how to explain it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I think this is what he's saying. I think what he's saying is if you look at like a 12-hour graph, then it's purged information every hour. But if you're looking at a graph that's like a full 12-month period, then the amount of information that's purged is 3 months. Like it's not technically, yeah, that's when they rewrite it. It's not technically It's like multiple different paths of data, it seems. Yeah. It is scripted. It sounds like it. See, my cameras don't purge. I have a different system. I mean, I guess eventually it does, but like, yeah, time lapse. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that. I guess, oops, okay. Yeah, that's probably what he's meaning. Ay. Okay.
Yeah, within 24 hours, it's hourly. Within a week, it's daily. Within 12 months, it's monthly, and then after that, it'll be sort of, I was seeing probably like 3 months or so.
Can you explain why you didn't preserve those images from Wendy.com?
When it was discussed with other investigators, we wrote the volume gotten, I believe it was one image per day. Time frame wasn't where we were interested in, so we didn't capture that once.
So there is no evidentiary value.
It wasn't a day. We wrote the volume gotten, I believe it was one image per day. Time frame wasn't where we were interested in, so we didn't capture that once.
So there is no evidentiary value.
None that we did. Okay.
So why are they talking about this then? It's not from the right day. There is nothing important about it whatsoever. Why the shit are we talking about Wendy.com then? I don't understand.
And have you since gone back and found some screenshots?
Yes.
It's what's available on the publicly available website.
Anyone can go to Wendy.com and grab the screenshots there.
And you've now done that.
I have.
Anything of evidentiary value?
No.
Have those been turned over anyway?
Yes.
I just have one.
I guess I'm gonna have to go and look. Like, not right now. But I'd like to see more of this website and see if I could actually see screenshots of something. So I'll mess with the website tomorrow probably and see if I can figure it out. Well, maybe not tomorrow. Yeah, maybe tomorrow night. We'll see.
Sure.
I don't have any further questions.
Thank you. Need me to that?
Yes, just a bit. You were just speaking with the prosecutor about the images from Wendy.com. And I thought you didn't preserve anything or go back and look at anything during your investigation. Did I miss something?
Yeah. It's ridiculous that he sat there and like didn't want to give her any freaking information, but then Home Chick over there on his team gets all this information from him. And I'm glad that Anne is like, hey, bro, you know, I asked you the same damn question. Why didn't you answer me? Oh, man, the disrespect is so stupid.
Understand that.
So yesterday when I was directed by the prosecutor.
Okay, so yesterday the prosecutor said, go look for these things.
Yes.
But before that, you and other investigators decided not to. Did I get that right?
Yes, that's why right there. That's why Santa's being so quiet, because he knows that he just now said, hey, bro, I need y'all to get this. I've been putting it off long enough and I cannot hold her back anymore. She's coming for you. I need it now. Scramble. That's why this dude sounds like he doesn't know shit about shit. He just looked at it yesterday. Let's listen to that again.
When I was directed by the prosecutor.
Directed by the
Okay, so
prosecution.
And I thought you didn't preserve anything or go back and look at anything during your investigation. Did I misunderstand that?
So yesterday when I was directed by the prosecutor.
Okay, so yesterday the prosecutor said, go look for these things.
Yes.
But before that, you and other investigators decided not to. Did I get that right?
With the information that we were given, we were told that there would be a screenshot for the day. If I remember right, the parameters of. We we did not grab those because they were not in the, didn't see that they would be relevant.
They were told that there was screenshots that they needed to get, but also were told that the screenshots were irrelevant, but was also just told about this yesterday. What do you mean you were just told about this yesterday? We've known about there being somebody like talking today. A little bit hidden webcam. Okay, thank you, Donna. Yeah, I was kind of looking at it in the background because I can't like accidentally show my location. Most of you guys know why. So I'm gonna mess with it and see if I can see the cameras, but that's good to know.
But you didn't look back then. You waited until yesterday. Is that right?
No, we looked back then. I couldn't tell you what time. Most of the photos that were taken for the daily screenshot or the daily screenshots were daytime. They looked at the days kind of thing.
So they did look before. That's what was irrelevant because the screenshots that they did find online were not only for the wrong day, but also were during the daytime, which was irrelevant to the crime. Is what it sounds like. Yeah, a bunch of shit with no evidentiary value at all. Yeah. Just wild.
So we didn't grab those at the time.
Okay, but you did look at the time and made a decision at the time. Do I understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. Back to the cast viz for a couple of questions for you. When you were doing the work back in April of 2023, did you see maps on the screen with the work that you were doing?
Yes.
And you also made a video of that. I want to show you a map and see if it's what I think.
Right. This is what I'm curious. Because, like, I swear, I mean, then again, it's just because we also assumed this too. We kind of did this to ourselves. Because we saw that, what is it? Vicka Barlow and the other one are going to be testifying like the same day. And then we had another day where she was like, maybe two, but one for sure. Right. So I think that Cy Ray is like the one for sure. And the maybe two was this guy because he just didn't know his schedule yet. So could you imagine this moron, and Cy Ray testifying on the exact same day? Oh, did he? Yeah. Maybe he did. But yeah, it just makes more sense that he was the maybe two guy, this guy right here. But could you imagine both of these, both Cy Ray, who sounds like he actually knows some shit, okay, super smart dude, and this fool testifying the exact same day? Talk about whiplash.
It is. You have defendants R in front of you. What is that?
Appears to be a screen capture of the cast viz software.
Is that a screen capture from a map that you made?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor would move for admission of defendants R.
Actually,
So this is a map made by this guy, but the defense is using it? That's interesting.
Exhibit R is submitted, no objection.
And are you aware that when you can see mapping on your screen on this program that there's a log created? Okay. You would agree that if I were to take the call detail records that have the tower report in them, I would have to have the same cast version you were using to recreate what you did. Would you agree with that?
I have to have, if I took the regular cell call detail records and put them into a different version of cast, are you saying that it would become different?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
That's what she was asking, home dude. Because then he just say, we just talked about this, that he had a different version of the cast programming whenever this happened. He right now has 33, and it's telling him that he needs to jump all the way up to version 38. Yeah, she needs his actual cast data. You're right. But her question is pretty valid. Like, wouldn't I need the exact same version of the program that you used whenever you got your data and your results in order for me to be doing this comparison testing correctly? I mean, because that could technically be the control, is the program itself being the same.
Let me try to be more clear about the one I was asking, and then I like yours. We might talk about your question as well.
She's like the kindergarten teacher. I like your question better. Let's talk about that. I love how she placates to these people. Like, this is why the men hate her. She's really good at what she does, man.
My question is, and the prosecutor suggested that your work be recreated. And so it didn't matter that you hadn't saved your session. What I want to know is, if I have the 48-hour call detail records that contain the tower list like you have, do I have to have the cast viz program that you used so I can see what you did?
I don't know, because I don't know what the back end of the Chapin software does. I'm just using it, so I don't know.
Is he supposed to seriously be a professional? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like, the way that she's putting this question makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's two different questions. I can see it. But yeah, it makes perfect sense. But the prosecutor shouldn't be telling people not to save their freaking work. Like, who? I don't even know how to like phrase this. Whose boss would ever tell them, like, honestly, for real, like in any sort? Yeah, we are all doomed. We are. Like, I feel really like scared for for the future, where my kids are gonna live, and I really just want to like take them and like go into like a hole underground, because it's all just wild as shit. Yeah, but she's calling out the prosecution for the prosecution telling them not to save their work, not to show their work, that it's perfectly fine for them to just basically present whatever the F they want to, and they don't even have to prove that it's true. And like, I know I was supposed to do a video on the difference between state grand juries and federal grand juries, and we're still going to do that because I've looked a lot into it, and it's just, we have so many different things that pop up, and there's a whole bunch of different cases I like to talk about, try to get other things out there too. But one of the things that I learned about like federal grand juries is that hearsay is admissible. Well, it sounds like hearsay is being admissible here too, because if you're being told that you don't have to save your profiles, you don't have to show your work, you don't have to give anything, well, it sure sounds like that's hearsay, because you're just admitting like your answer with nothing to back it. So why is that allowed? This is a death penalty case, y'all. It ain't like he, stole a candy bar from a Target. This is insane.
And you were in this CastViz program, at least for a while, creating exhibits that would be relied on. Is that right?
Yes.
On more than one occasion. Is that right?
Yes.
But you didn't save your work.
You did not create a session log. That's even need.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me? Yeah, everything went like crazy. I think StreamYard froze. Yes. She'll be back. Yes, I am back. Okay.
Log,
Yes.
but you didn't save your work.
We did not create a session log. We did not see the need.
Would you agree? I can't.
Backwards. So okay, so if he didn't see the need, then why did the other person? Me too. I didn't know what the hell happened. If he didn't see the need, then why did the other person see the need? Because there was one created. He had access to it. He took it and handed it over. Did what he was told to do with it yesterday. Wow, I just can't. This is just the most. This is just yes. Death penalty case. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the weapons are a whole nother thing for real.
Can't see what you did without your session log. Can't examine what you did without your session log.
It's there to create the visualizations for the exhibits. That's what I use as this.
But I can't see what you did. Is that right?
Answer, bro.
Is that right?
No.
Nope. Is that right? Are you gonna answer me? Hello? Anybody home? This is the stupidest shit. Right? I'm wondering, man. Man, the university. There's some shady shit there. There's a lot of shady shit in this whole thing. I just don't understand. Yeah. Yeah, nope. Doesn't even give a shit. No shit's given, this dude.
No, it's not right, or no, I can't see what you did.
You cannot, but I could take those cell data or call data records, put them into assets again.
What do you say?
No.
Nope.
No, it's not right, or no, I can't see what you did.
You cannot, but I could take those cell data or call data records, put them into assets again. Results would be what they are because we're still using the same records from AT&T to create.
Have you done that?
Oh, well, he's not wrong. I just don't know how accurate it would be, though, because the program is not right. And that's still not to say that that's still not the same, though, because that's not what's being put into evidence. What's being used against Bryan Kohberger has already been created and cannot go back. Like, you cannot go back and look at it. So how was it even like used? This is what I'm confused about. Like, are they arguing about things that aren't even like actually in existence? I'm slightly confused about what they're arguing about because it almost does sound as if they're arguing about stuff that's like not admissible anyway, not going to be used anyway, wrong date, wrong time, not important. No, they're not. No, they're what it sounds like is that it's all like the wrong date, the wrong time, it's during the day. Like, it doesn't sound like anything with Wendy is relevant or worth of any, evidentiary value, which is what this whole thing sounds like too, which is why I'm trying to like figure out like what are they really arguing about? I seem to find myself asking that question like a lot though. Like, what are they arguing about? What's the point? This is a waste of time. I'm not understanding the reasoning for all of this. Sounds like they were looking for video, maybe. I mean, maybe. But this is just like screenshots. Which honestly, bro, if you're like trying to check weather, what the hell's a screenshot doing for you? You screenshot the raindrops? Let's see how that's supposed to work.
These records?
Yes.
No.
Thanks, that's it.
Okay, thank you. anything on that, Ms. Jennings?
Right there. Yep. Yeah. Well, see, like, did they though? Because this dude just like grabbed a bunch of stuff, didn't check anything, barely even knew what to frickin' label it, and then just passed it on over. No, but he didn't. He just said he did not. He is not the one that walked in and presented anything at the grand jury. It was somebody else, which is why I don't really quite understand why he's even up here. Like this all sounds irrelevant. He's not the one that presented at the grand jury. Yeah, he put some stuff together. Sounds like a complete stupid fool, but he's not the one who presented at the grand jury. He doesn't seem like anything he touched has anything to do with anything. Wrong date, wrong time, daytime, not time of the crime. The call logs, yeah. He produced what they showed. Yeah, but he doesn't know what they showed. He didn't validate any of it. He didn't even check it himself. No, but he didn't. He said himself he did not present anything at the grand jury. He's not the guy. Yep, he put it together for the grand jury, but he wasn't the lead. Yeah. That's what, bro, for real. I mean, honestly, truthfully, like he sounds like a stupid fool, which is probably the reason why Ann Taylor is having him called as a defense witness, because does this not make the defense look great? Does this not make the defense look like shiny, bright diamonds? I mean, come on, this guy is, ugh. I don't know. But I feel like she would know that because she's got the transcription. The transcription, geez. She's got the transcript. So I feel like she would know. That's how they know about like certain amount of jurors, wanting more information and being denied and all the problems that, were slipped in. But it wasn't his work, Darian. It was not his work. He literally said people handed him things and he put it all in a folder and then he handed it off to the people who presented it to the grand jury. Like I said, someone handed him something in his right hand. He didn't even bother to look at it, didn't give a shit what it was, put it in some folder on his desk, put his folder in his left hand and handed it off. He didn't validate, didn't do crap. Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, because he was just told, hey, Anita. Yeah, because he was just told yesterday by the prosecutor to get this done, which is still stupidly insane to me. I'm just going to go look right now. How long have we been knowing that this guy was going to be coming, that there was supposed to be somebody coming today? When did we get that paperwork? Let me look. I'm on the Idaho website. Let me show you. Let's go find it. No, this is not. This is for... Oh, and in case you guys didn't see it, but it doesn't really matter because we have this already. This is just the Zoom stuff for Larkin and Becca Barlow for the 30th. No objection. But that's not what I'm... Oh, crap. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Notice of hearing, motion to witness. What is this? Is this a witness? Nope, that's not the right one either. I'm really bad at finding documents on the fly, bro. I'm noticing that right now. Notice of hearing. You know what? It's the scheduling order I need to be looking at. I'm dumb. Here it is. Share this tab. Okay. Yeah, this is fun. This is my first one doing it like normal. Like I live streamed the testimony, not testimony. Yeah, testimony. But I was down in chat. But I went to go through the court hearing again, and I was like writing down notes, and I was like, I could literally just live stream this right now, and by the time like I was done actually talking about this out loud and having an actual discussion with people, it would be the same amount of time it would have taken me to write my notes down, and I wouldn't even have probably started even recording yet. So yeah, these are fun. Yeah, I do too. I do too. But okay, so yeah, we've known since May 14th this was posted. About the 23rd, there being somebody. Okay. And this was also the same day of the last court date. Yeah. I'll look at my calendar. I think so. Maybe. So we've known for like a minute. That means Home Dude is known for like a minute. And he was just told yesterday to get some stuff together. They've had a few weeks now. At least 2. Yes, you did. They've been saying that the whole time. Like, seriously, the whole like standing silent and I'm going to use your boo-boo against you. They are literally keeping to all of that. Thank you, Mousy Mouse. Yeah, for real. She's keeping a theme.
We go, why did you pull the CDRs into Castus?
Why did I do that in April? Because I was asked by you to do it for the gender.
Okay, is that the only reason you did it?
Yes.
Is that the only time you did it?
Yes.
Okay.
That I remember. I mean,
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, follow up on that question.
Nope, thank you.
Okay, great. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, please.
Any objection? Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, April.
All right, you are excused, but you can say if you like. Okay, next witness.
Your Honor, the rest of the witnesses will be present and ready to go on the 30th, to the very best of my knowledge. This was the only witness we needed to accommodate with today's hearing. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. So we're done for today?
We're done for today, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Jan.
He can. Every time he opens his mouth here lately, he gets his ass in trouble. He doesn't want to be the star of another PowerPoint. You know, that was probably like the stain of his career.
Thanks. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. Yes, what are you, hold on. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Beth. So I have a whole bunch of documents that is not clear whether I should sign the sealing or not, because there's no stipulation. And
See, this is where I'm confused because I could have sworn. Yeah, he just woke up. It's like, oh, it's my turn to talk now. Yeah, it's just wild. But now, like, I could have sworn we had an agreement already that like exhibits were going to be sealed. So I don't know why they're doing this, but it's interesting to say the least.
there's no hearing, but we're all here together. So can we just go through this and clear it up? Yes? Sure. Okay, so the first one I have is motion to temporarily seal supplemental response to defendant's fourth and response to fifth motions to compel and motion
What is a home warranty? It's a one-year service plan that helps cover costs.
to limit scope of testimony. And I have not signed that because there was no stipulation or agreed.
Your Honor, I apologize. I thought we had agreed, those have the detailed exhibits attached to them, and I thought we'd stipulated that those detailed exhibits could be sealed.
That's what I thought too.
Okay, well, the addition on that was limited scope of testimony, so I wasn't sure if that was included in our earlier agreement.
Your Honor, that's the
Are you in there, Twizzy? Were you in court today? I was looking for you, but I couldn't see you. Stop staring at me. You were in there, weren't you? Hubby's birthday's tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Anita's hubby. I hope it's awesome. I can see you right now. What you mean? Directeth me. Is this you right here? Oh wait, I don't know. No, that's on StreamYard. You can't see me circling the little the little head on the screen. Hold on a second. Is this you right here? Or is the second one you right here? Or is this your bald head right here? I don't know. I don't know. To the left of BK. So you're this little person? This is Twizzy? That's cool. You got a good show today. You got a good. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, you got a good show today. She buried the prosecution today.
state's motion. I know we responded to that and we did not seal our response to that.
I ask that question. I don't know, like 1,000 times a day, I swear. I know. I hope you're ready. You should wave. Would you get in trouble if you waved at the camera? Don't get in trouble. Don't wave. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Okay. The state is asking for sealing on that. Are we on the same page? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Just want to know if I should sign this or not.
Right? Like that weird stretch that guys do whenever they yawn and stretch to put their arm out, you know, that whole like cliche thing from a movie. He should do that.
Well, I'm just not sure. Is there an objection? It's the state's motion to seal. Is there an
Right.
objection from defense to seal?
No, if they want their documents sealed, that's fine. We had responded publicly, and so I wondered if that changed.
Okay, so I'll sign this. That's fine. I just don't want to get in trouble with your arguments about sealing and not sealing. Okay, I just want to be very clear on the record. Okay.
God, he placates to them so much. See? It's just so ridiculous. I don't want to get in trouble. You're not going to get in trouble. You're the judge. Okay, for one. Put your foot down for two. Have a backbone. Do your job. Like, aren't you supposed to be like supreme? Aren't you up on your throne because you're supposed to like tell them what to do? Yeah, covering his ass. It's ridiculous.
Thank you for that.
Mouse, do you go over to Dinky in My Opinions channel? I don't know if Twizzy goes live on his channel. But I know he's over there on Dinky and Willie's channel a lot. Yeah. But he talks about the courtroom and stuff over there. Judge does for you. He's a judge a lot of times. I feel like he just kind of wants to be everybody's friend and like not have any hostility. But then we have like the opposition of people like the Gull of Judge Gull over there in Delphi who do like the complete opposite and are just complete tyrants. Like the Genghis Khan of the courtroom. It's just ridiculous.
Plus is piling up with the clerk. Okay, next one is also the state's, oh, this is the one that's sealed.
Tell him to email me and I'll come and do a show with him here soon. I've been meaning to do another one over there. with him and Willie and Twizzle and all them.
Got that taken care of. Got another one from the state, a motion to temporarily seal exhibits 1 of state second supplemental response, etc. Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Is Thompson ever gonna look up? Like, I've been watching him the whole time, and I'm telling you, he hasn't raised his head once. One time.
These titles are getting along, I have to say. Fine. Clear.
Mm-hmm. Defeated for sure.
I think that is exhibit 1. Okay. This is the same. I think that's it. Okay. Anything else we need to talk about before we're done?
Nothing from us.
Okay. Well, thank you all. We're adjourned. Appreciate it.
Wild, wild. Let's see if I can stop this screen. It just goes back to this. Yeah. I am just like, we knew that there was a lot of incompetence here, but holy shit. Yeah, that's it. It's poisonous. That's what happened to it. Who was the tall, bald dude? That was Twizzy, wasn't it? In the middle? I need to go back. Let's see, let me reshare this. I'll show you. The tall, bald guy in the middle. I'm pretty positive that's where Twizzy said he was sitting. No, I'm not bald, but that dude is a sheriff. So your hair must be just short then. Or it's also like little bitty. Yeah, there's like a person right here and then a person right here. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, so he is right in the middle. But my shirt kind of matches BK. Yeah. But you definitely should do some sort of stretch the next time. But yeah, just the incompetence here. I just don't understand it. How Inton will spin it. I don't know. I didn't even look to see what he was tweeting. Because he was live tweeting it. I don't know. I'm curious. I know, what's her name? Burkhart. She was live with it. but I didn't watch it because I was live with it too. So I need to go over there and see what she has to say. I wish we could see some of the IGG. That's the part that I have issues with, though, Twiz, is because Home Dude here, the judge has, more information on that than the defense does, which probably isn't right. It doesn't seem very correct whatsoever. So yeah. Oh, that's sad. Well, I hope he gets better. Kills. Awesome. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. But yeah, these lives are fun. I feel like this is a little bit easier to go over these hearings. I still like doing my little, my videos I put out to Anne get what she needed. I mean, I'm guessing that she got handed some stuff today and yesterday. Yeah, none of it seems to be admissible whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't get it. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, it didn't notify you? Yeah, YouTube is kind of stupid about that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, this was fun. We're going to do these more. This is probably what we're going to do for the hearings. I'll probably do it the way that I did it this time, where I record it and I'm off the camera and I'm in the chat. Yeah, I am tired, Crystal. I still have to finish dinner stuff. We have to get up early too, because we have to drive a couple hours out of town for our house closing in the morning, and we have to leave around 6. And I've been running around all day with work, and this is my relaxation, sort of brain relax stuff. This stuff, yeah, it's been a busy day. Well, Michelle, this is my first one, so that's awesome. Yeah, I need some sleep. Thank you. Yeah, I will. I'm going to do these for, I think, all the hearings the same way that I did it today. And then I'll come back after I've gotten a couple things done, after doing the recording of the stream itself and being in chat, and then come back and talk about it like this, because there was a lot that I missed going around it the first time. So I'm glad that we talked about it like this more in depth, because damn. Yeah, if this is so telling. Anita's right. This is so telling. Thank you. This is so telling about the way that trial is going to go. So telling. What are they going to tell us? What are they going to show us? What are they going to present to us? What could they possibly have given to the grand jury whatsoever to even gotten us to this point? And the main reason why I really want to go over the differences between the federal and the grand jury, the federal grand jury and the state grand jury, because of what they said in that hearing, is because of the timing. Bare minimum, if that. I don't feel like they have anything to even be the minimum. A slice of cheese with holes in it. Gotta be Swiss. This is just ridiculous. I'm sitting here literally trying to think what we know that they have so far, and what we're still being told they don't have possession of, and what the state is still trying to get a hold of. And I just don't understand. Yeah, it's gonna be long. I mean, all the tax money, you'd think they'd have a really, really good system in there. I don't know who Yoli is. I mean, it might have been a mistake, but it might not have been a mistake. It could have actually happened, but they just didn't have enough to do anything with it, because, he was arrested at the end of December, and they didn't do the grand jury for the state until May. That's 5 months. That's plenty of time for them to have a failed federal grand jury. Plenty of time. And it seems like the federal ones, you don't have to present shit. Like I mentioned, you can go in there with hearsay, with nothing to back it up, nothing to present, nothing, anything at all. I don't either. I even tried to like look that up and see like where I could get information on federal grand jury stuff. Like, where would that have even been held if that was the case? That's why I wanted to look into it, like, just in case it wasn't a mistake, because it could have been a mess. It could have been. But why would it be being brought up now whenever we already know that the defense has the grand jury transcript from the state one? Why would they be talking about the federal grand jury or any grand jury transcript or minutes or anything needing to still be, presented if we already know that they have the transcript? Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's why I was so curious. But if they could present hearsay with no evidence whatsoever in a federal grand jury, and then a federal grand jury failed, what the shit did they present to the state whenever it can't be hearsay and you have to actually have things? It's just insane. I don't get it. But I think that's it, you guys. Go finish up a couple of things. I got probably like another hour's worth of stuff I need to handle before we get to bed, and tomorrow's going to be a big day. But it's the weekend coming up, and you guys be safe. It's Memorial Weekend. Pretty positive that's the name of the holiday anyway. I just know things are closed and people are off on Monday. And my dad is coming in. Y'all have a safe night. Sleep well. Interesting day today. Don't have nightmares about cast information and maps just flying all over the place and screenshots and white Elantras. But I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Have a good night, and I very much appreciate all of you guys being here for my very first live. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all the members. Thank you for everybody showing up and supporting me in my very first one where I'm talking. This was very, very fun. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. See y'all.